What old movie, 20 plus years still holds up today? Gentle warning, 20 years ago was 2001. Not 1990. Give it a little over a week and the first Harry Potter movie will make the list. Jurassic Park. It's nearly 30 years old. But the effects and especially the CGI still hold up today. The practical effects give everything so much weight it's amazing. It looked state of the art for 10 plus years. Alien and Aliens. For Aliens, make certain you're watching the director's cut. It only adds around 5 minutes to the film. But it fills in so many plot holes. I can't imagine who thought the automated turrets and the fate of Ripley's daughter belonged on the cutting room floor. Terminator 2. I think Terminator 2 is the best action movie of that decade, 90s. Office Space. I think the deepest part of Office Space is how it's a comedy when you're young. And borders on a documentary as you get older. Saving Private Ryan and Schindler's List. Whenever some cinesnob starts bad-mouthing Spielberg, I love to point out that he released Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in the same fucking year. Two completely different but equally amazing films. He's had some misses. For sure. But dude is still a geniusimo. Shawshank Redemption. I guess it comes down to a simple choice really. Get busy living or get busy dying. Andy Dufresne. The Truman Show, literally timeless and has aged like fine wine. 12 Angry Men. The film is over 60 years old and it still holds up so well. Edit. Also want to add Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Over 30 years later and it's still great and effects hold up so much better than CGI from movies a lot newer than it because of how they made it by hand drawing the cartoons onto cells. The Thing, 1982. My Cousin Vinny. Goodfellas. Princess Bride. You gotta watch the home version. You start watching it out of curiosity. But end up watching the whole thing. It's the only acceptable way to have remade the movie. Because it's a complete labor of love. Edit. This one. https://yahoo. BLR8 par WV9 key. Edited it. Youthswasiaredia shared this link. Which also shows who each actor is. https://www. YouTube.com watch. V equals 29's 1U3NGKQ. Silence of the Lambs. Will anyone ever be able to exude as much intelligent menace as Anthony Hopkins? 16 minutes of screen time in that movie and one of the most memorable villains of all time. Talk about a scene chewer. Die Hard. This could be released today. As it is. Unlike anything else of the late 80s. When they announced that Bruce Willis was going to be the lead, everyone thought it was a horrible idea. Back then if it was an action movie it was either Arnold or Sylvester. That movie changed the formula for the genre. The Matrix. Tombstone. Back to the Future. Home Alone. Toy Story. I truly watched this for the first time in 2020. I was 12 when it was first put out. I'm 38 now. It's a great flick. I think the key to this, in terms of holding up well, is they focused on the mostly simple and artificial forms of toys instead of people. So the technology isn't super rough or dated and you don't get distracted with Polar Express levels of weirdness. Tremors. 1990. For a B-movie. Tremors slaps like a faith healer. Lord of the Rings Fellowship of Ring. Editor's missing username points out I missed the 20-year mark by just over a month. My apologies. Galaxy Quest is fantastic. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I still can't believe that the knight who said "Nee" was actually knighted. Back to the Future. A timeless classic. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Good Will Hunting. Gladiator. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Commander of the armies of the North. General of the Felix Legions. Loyal servants to the true emperor. Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son. Husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next. Full Metal Jacket. The Iron Giant, 1999. You stay. I go. No following. Groundhog Day. Young Frankenstein. I'm a teacher and I have to bite my tongue every time I get a student called Abby. I am offended by your categorization of old movie as 20 plus years. Sir. I was ready to be pissed off, but I remembered that when I was a kid, I thought movies from the 70s were old. Jurassic Park. Fifth Element. Big Trouble in Little China. I really think it's a great script and directing. There's no wasted scene. The story is always progressing. And it manages to find the right tone where humor and action work together seamlessly. Pulp Fiction. C7N. C7N. Predator. Planes, trains, and automobiles. The Matrix. In both special effects and cultural relevance, it really hasn't aged. Clueless. I find it incredibly timeless given how blaringly 90s it is. I'll add 10 things I hate about you here. Young Frankenstein. That's Frankenstein. Fight Club is timeless. Gattaca. It will be very relevant in the future. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Stand By Me was a crucial part of my childhood coming of age, and I still love it to this day. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Milan. This post makes me feel old. Edit. This is my most upvoted comment ever, which somehow makes me feel older. Also, I got my stuff stuck in a digital locker at Skyzone tonight. The teenager who unlocked it for me was very confused when I mentioned quarters and keys. That turned. Someone get me some tapioca pudding. Someone posted The Matrix. I saw that when it came out, while I was on a business trip. That trip was back in what I consider the middle of my career. Not when I was a kid fresh out of college. The more I think about it, the older I feel. An American Werewolf in London honestly has the best transformation scene. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. The Secret of Nim. My favorite childhood movie. There's something about the way the sparks shine, the backdrop of oily painting and the sweetness of their characters. Sniff. Big Lebowski. 12 Angry Men. The Green Mile. Cool Hand Luke. Lion King. Tombstone. Apocalypse Now. Godfather. How did I have to scroll this far to see this? Pull Over. It's a cardigan, thanks for asking. Dumb and Dumber. Castaway. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Obviously Gene Wilder. Not Johnny Depp, which is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. 12 Monkeys. Jaws. Had to go way too far down to find this. Vertigo. Some Like It Hot. I would think Carrie. Network. It's no longer satire. It is just cable news today. Die Hard. And it's a Christmas movie. Princess Mononoke. Dazed and Confused.